Good morning, it's meteorologist Michael Fecca. Welcome back to the 8:30 a.m. streaming show we do here every day during the work weeks, Monday through Friday. We'll start off with a look at our forecast and we'll transition over to your latest news headlines with Casey and Mitch. So don't go anywhere. You don't want to miss a beat. You'll get your fill of news and weather. So let's get started here with a look at that forecast. Talking about our weather headlines, well, we have some of those lingering showers out there this morning and some clouds, but we will be gradually clearing and drying as we go through the day today. And high pressure will build in behind the front that's moving through currently, and that's going to set us up for a gorgeous weekend. We've got plenty of sunshine on the way, and even beyond this weekend, it looks like we're going to be trending drier and warm even into much of next week. So I'll break down all those details coming up here on the show. But looking at our current temperatures right now, most of us are sitting comfortably in the mid 60s, 66 now in Evansville, Newburgh, and Lewisport, kind of right up and along the Ohio River. 64 out towards Fairfield, still a bit warmer to our south, almost 70 in Madisonville. We'll only climb up into the mid to upper 70s today despite that sunshine. It's because we've got a northerly wind that's going to be bringing in some cooler air, so we won't get too warm out there. 78 winds out of the north-northwest between 6 to 9 miles per hour, and of course drying as we go through the day today. And then tonight we'll stay mostly clear with temperatures dropping down into the mid 50s. So looking at our Doppler radar, this is a loop over the last 12 hours. We had some more widespread, even some pockets of heavier rain move through the tri-state last night, and that's what's kind of been lingering around here through this morning. The front currently off to our east, but as it pushes off to our east, it's going to be taking these straggling showers along with it, along with any other cloud cover. So shortly here, we'll begin to see those conditions improving across the board, at least through southern Illinois. It will take a little bit more time for that sunshine to really pop out across western Kentucky because that's just a little bit later down the line. But here's a look at our future radar. So getting to see that cloud cover erode away here over the next few hours and into the afternoon, we should see a return of sunshine across the tri-state, and we'll stay dry even as we go through tonight with mostly clear skies. And then again, that leads us into a pretty nice day for tomorrow. But looking at our precipitation so far, so outside of this last week, we have been very, very dry. We have been placed into that severe drought across portions of the tri-state. Now that we've gotten this rainfall, we're going to take a look back at how much rain we've actually gotten. Starting from last weekend up until yesterday, we've picked up around 3.68 inches of rainfall, and the most of that rain fell on that one single day on the 22nd, and then the second heaviest amounts of rain actually fell yesterday with some of those showers and storms around 0.74 inches. And with all that rain that we've had this week, we've finally been seeing some of those burn bans get lifted across the tri-state. So for right now, all of the burn bans that were previously issued in southern Indiana have been lifted. We do still have a few lingering burn bans in southern Illinois, White and Edwards County. And then we've also got the city of Providence in Kentucky and then Hopkins County in general still under a burn ban. I wouldn't be surprised if we started to see those lifted either today or tomorrow, but we're going to have to hold out hope for them not to come back, because looking at our precipitation outlook for October 1st through the 5th, it does look like we could start trending near average, which is already typically dry for this time of year, or even slightly below that. So we may enter more of a hot and dry weather pattern here through the next 6 to 10 days. So that, while we did get a lot of rain this past week, that certainly isn't going to help out the drought situation still. So looking at our rain and storm chances, they do go down to around 0 here through the weekend and into the start of next week. There is some slight chances for maybe an isolated shower once we get into Tuesday and Wednesday, but that's all dependent on a double barrel low situation down in the tropics, which I will happily explain to you right now. So let's take a look at the longer range European model, showing this front pushing off to our east, well off to our east by tonight. So we'll have high pressure building in here through the day today, and that's going to stick with us through the weekend and into the start of next week. But I do want you to pay attention to what's actually happening off the coast of Florida there. There's actually going to be 2 tropical systems that these models are picking up on, and we call that a double barrel low. And what happens when 2 low pressure systems get really close together is they don't actually merge right away. They actually do a little dance called a Fujiwara. So they spin around each other, and as they spin around, we may see this area of low pressure get shot inland a little bit. And as that happens, it may be enough for it to bring in a few showers to the tri-state for Tuesday and into Wednesday, but a few showers is about it. High pressure kind of reestablishes itself by the end of next week, so we will be dry headed into Thursday and Friday and probably even into next weekend. So the real only opportunity we have for rain is going to be in the form of a few showers, maybe Tuesday into Wednesday, but that is about it. And also, outside of being dry, we're also going to continue to stay above average for our temperatures. Our average high for this time of year is in the upper 70s, around 79 degrees. We're going to be above that once again as we get into this weekend, so into the low to mid 80s, and we'll hang out in the low to mid 80s through much of the work week next week and gradually cooling back down to around average by next weekend. But we're talking about the lack of rainfall here, but they're certainly not seeing that out in the Atlantic. Looking at our tropical tracker, we do have Tropical Storm Umberto. Yesterday, this became, or I believe it was last night, it became a tropical storm with wind speeds of 45 miles per hour, and movement is northwest at around 10 miles per hour. Pressure still isn't all that impressive, around 1,007 millibars, which that is going to deepen here relatively quickly. If you look at the National Hurricane Center forecast cone, it does have this moving in the direction of the United States. It's moving northwest, and it is going to strengthen into a Category 1 storm by the time we get into Friday or Saturday, and possibly even by a Category 2 storm by Saturday afternoon. Now, this is as far out as the forecast cone goes, so hopefully we see this track trend out towards the ocean again. We've been lucky so far. All of the storms have been fish storms, so hopefully we can keep that trend going. But outside of Tropical Storm Umberto, we do still have some other areas that are active in the tropics. So we're still watching this other area that's kind of out ahead of Umberto. And it's going to likely develop here. It's got a 90% chance of development within the next 7 days. And that's where we run into that double barrel tropical low situation that I was talking about just a minute ago, which may have an impact on our forecast in terms of a few showers, but that's about it. Not expecting any major impacts here in the tri-state from any tropical trouble. So that is good news, but we'll keep an eye on the tropics for you. And here's a look at your 7-day forecast, just to kind of wrap everything up in a little bow for you. We do have a few lingering showers out there this morning, but we will be drying out and clearing out through the day today. High pressure builds in nicely through the weekend. Sunshine for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday as temperatures climb up into the low to mid 80s. We'll likely stay in the low to mid 80s through the beginning of next week. And then again, mostly dry, but there is that slight chance for a few showers by Wednesday and Tuesday. So that is all I've got here for the stream. I'm going to send things over to Casey and Mitch for your latest news headlines for the day.
Stay informed on your local news and weather throughout the day by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows. At 8:30 a.m., get your First Alert forecast to plan the day ahead and catch up on the news that happened overnight with the 14 News Sunrise team. In the afternoon, get the latest headlines, forecasts, and a preview of the stories we're working on with the 14 First Alert streaming show at 2:30. And get an in-depth look at the 14 First Alert forecast so you're ready for the next big thing with the 14 First Alert weather show at 9 p.m. Watch the 14 First Alert streaming show that fits your schedule and works best for you. Streaming on your phone by downloading the 14 News app and the 14 First Alert weather app. On your smart TV by using the 14 News streaming app. And stream anytime on Facebook, YouTube, or on 14news.com. Stay connected and stay informed by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows on your favorite streaming devices.
Well, good morning, and thanks for joining us here for the news portion of the 8:30 stream show. It is Thursday now, September 25th. I'm Mitch Carter.
That's right. I'm Casey Mason. As always, thanks for joining us for our live stream here. We're happy to have you. Of course, meteorologist Michael Fecca just broke down the forecast for you. Sun is on the horizon. We've had a really wet, rainy week out there, so definitely going to be a pretty weekend. Mitch Carter and I were going to recap a couple of just quick headlines we wanted to make sure that you knew about as you get your day started.
Absolutely. Start off with a big one here, a traffic alert update now from the west side of Vandenberg County. all eastbound traffic has now been moved over to those westbound lanes. That means there's one lane now heading each direction on the westbound side of the Lloyd, and that new traffic pattern runs there from Red Bank Road to Posey County Line Road. There's new signage in that area warning drivers of the new lanes, and drivers heading south toward the Lloyd on McDowell Road and County Line Road, please, you need to pay attention. Officials say you'll need to stop at all stop signs there and look in both directions, since, of course, both lanes are now on the same side.
That's right. And we're going to switch gears now. Speaking of the rain that we just mentioned, following all of this rain here that we've gotten across the tri-state, we want to kind of update you on a couple of those burn bans. We now know that a few of them have been lifted. So right now in Kentucky, we know that only Hopkins County and the city of Providence are currently under a ban. And then when you head over to Illinois, we know that Edwards and White County, they still have a burn ban in place. And of course, those are going to be in place until we can give you further notice. Meanwhile, Indiana here, we know that all the burn bans in the state of Indiana in our area have been officially lifted. So just wanted to let you know about that.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised here as time goes on. Of course, we've had a lot of rain here recently. If those even more of them start to kind of fall off the board, but the big news there, of course, in Indiana, in the tri-state, you are good to go. No more burn bans. Congratulations. Fall, bonfire time, whatever you want to do. Obviously, still be safe, but you were safe in that regard. And kind of a fun one here to wrap things up. Check this out. Bishop Joseph Siegel of the Evansville Catholic Diocese, cool picture there, got to shake hands with Pope Leo XIV. He met the pontiff after his weekly general audience, where he addresses the public at the Vatican. Bishop Siegel is, of course, in Italy there in order to meet him, leading a 12-day pilgrimage, guiding a group of 36 people to visit holy places and share conversations to grow in their faith. Okay, so, I mean, no better person to share it with than the actual Pope.
I mean, he did this trip right. So you go over there expecting to have a good time, and I think, they can check this off their bucket list.
Yeah, that's definitely a cool one. Well, they landed in Italy last Tuesday, and they've already visited several historical sites across Rome, and of course, including meeting the big man himself. So
that's incredible. I love the picture, too. And you know who else met the Pope recently? Country music artist and rapper Jelly Roll.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, listen, I love that the Pope is well-rounded on who he is meeting these days. So,
all the American celebs. Joseph Siegel, Jelly Roll. There you go.
There you go. So, no Mitch Carter or Casey Mason, though. So maybe we can hope for that someday.
Maybe we get them live here on Sunrise. Yes, nicely. Hit up the Vatican.
I love they're like, oh, yeah, they visited all these historical places in Rome. But it's kind of like, after that, like the bar has been set so high.
You can go home. Honestly, you did it. You've seen it all.
Yeah, we wanted to definitely share that. That was a cool moment.
Very cool. Very cool. Right now, it's 8:42 here. For those still joining us here this morning, we appreciate you. Like Michael said here, we've seen a lot of rain already here, had another kind of dreary start to our Thursday, but hopefully things are tapering off now, getting nicer as the day goes on here, and looking ahead to a fairly nice Friday and weekend. We love the rain, of course, but nobody will hate on a little bit of dryness out there as well. It's been very wet recently, so we're looking forward to that. But as of right now, like I said, it's 8:42 here. Unless you have anything else to add, I think we're good.
I just wanted to quickly remind folks, meteorologist Byron Douglas, he'll be back in action. He's on vacation this week and hopefully enjoying a beautiful time at the beach. So shout out to Byron Douglas. We have Michael Fecca, of course, holding it down for you this week. But just for those of you who are like, where did Byron Douglas go? He's been out this week.
I'm sure he's watching.
I'm sure he's tuning in right now. He better not be.
No shot.
But yeah, he'll be back joining us next week. I know sometimes it's like, wait a minute, where did he go? So we just wanted to remind folks that he is on vacation.
Good call.
He'll be back.
Well-traveled guy. As of right now, like I said, now we've reached 8:43. Oh, wrong button.
We love the story so much. We just
had to show it to you twice. Please enjoy the rest of your Thursday. We'll be back here bright and early tomorrow at 8:30 for the Friday edition of the Stream Show. Have a great day, and we'll see you then.
Yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.